Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Damien and I just wanted to let you all know that this is my real form. I'm a really cute, creepy doll. And this is because today's video is going to be about creepy dolls. So what best way to talk to the camera as my creepy doll? So like I said, in today's video, we're going to be doing a Jack in the Box, and it's just with items that I found at the thrift store. When I was coming up with this idea, I didn't know how I wanted to make the box. I found one at Hobby Lobby for $16, but it was very flimsy and I don't know, I just wanted to maybe find like a real one, and I did. I went to a thrift store very last minute and I actually found a toy box. It's not a Jack in the Box, but it's a toy box, and I don't know, it was just perfect and for half the price. So I'm very excited on how it turned out. It looks very, very creepy, and this video is going to be a little bit long, so sit back, relax, make yourself some pumpkin spice coffee or something. I know it's late at night, but you know, why not? It's the season, it's the spooky season. And let's get started. I love finding things when I'm actually looking for them. I was about to leave this thrift store when I actually saw that toy box, and for half the price than the one from Hobby Lobby. Then I was walking around wanting to see if I can find like a clown or something like that, but all I could find was this vintage doll, which is cracked, and that was actually the look I was going for. Like, she just looks damaged and weird and just very spooky. But it's honestly my worst purchase on a thrift store ever, but I'll tell you more about it later on. I'm also using these skeleton hands that I found at Dollar Tree. I'm going to replace her broken hand with one of these, and I bought these hinges since the ones that came with the box were broken and missing. And I got this clown costume at the thrift store for $2.50. I didn't know if I was actually gonna use it, but I bought it anyways. I thought maybe I can repurpose the fabric for the doll. And I had these little skulls from Dollar Tree. I bought them a while ago and they're perfect for this project. To start off, I wanted to sand the box just a little bit. The box was in very good condition and it doesn't seem as old. The wood looks really nice and new, but it's always a good idea to sand things like this first, just to remove any imperfections or to remove any paint dribbles. And it's also gonna have a little bit of grip for our new acrylic paint. Now that the box is nice and clean, I'm going to start painting it. And I have this image as a reference. I believe this is a Halloween prop from Halloween Connections, and it actually retails for over $1,000. Of course, it's way bigger and animated, but we're just actually gonna get inspired by the look of it. So we're not gonna be doing any mechanical stuff, any animation, nothing like that. But I am going to be doing something extra with the box. I'm not just going to paint it and put the doll inside. So if you wanna see what that is, make sure to watch the entire video because this is gonna be more towards the end. The colors that I'm using are actually very similar to the ones that the box already has. So it might not look like an extreme makeover. However, I am gonna be changing things here and there. And I don't know, I really like that reference that I have, and I want that distressed look. At the end, I want this box to look like it got burnt. Now I'm doing the trim, and I'm doing this in black. And I'm not too worried about going outside the lines. I actually want to do that just so it can look a little more distressed. To make my box almost more industrial looking, I'm going to be adding thumbtacks, like if there were bolts, and I'm going to paint over them. That way it looks like it has like a metal frame, and that's gonna give it a little bit more texture to the box. Now for the skulls on the frame, I'm going to be cutting my little skulls from Dollar Tree in half. And I thought this was gonna be harder than what it was. In the beginning, I actually had a lighter and I was heating up the X-Acto knife, and I thought it would just go smooth on the plastic. And it did, but then I saw that this plastic is very, very thin. So just cutting them with the X-Acto knife itself was good enough. As you can see, I already painted the thumbtacks and they do look very like industrial. And now I'm going to be adding the skulls on the corners. I actually thought the skulls upside down looked kind of odd, but I don't know, that's how the reference had it and it looked cool, so I'm just going with it. To break down the distressed look, I mean, I do want that look, but I want something to make it pop. I don't just want the box to get lost in the sauce, but I want something extra. So I added this green neon paint, and I don't know, I like it. It looks kind of like goo or something. It kind of reminds me of Ghostbusters. And let's not forget the top of the box. I'm going to be painting this the same way. However, I'm not gonna put too much emphasis on this. Like, I'm not going to be adding any skulls or anything like that. And this is because it's mostly going to be in the back and nobody's going to see it unless I put it kind of like in a table and people can see the back or something. So what I did was to just paint it red, and I'm going to repaint that teddy bear that it's in there. I wanted to do something creepy with a bear, but then again, you know, I kind of had to finish this project on time. So I just decided to leave it like that. It's just, you know, nobody's gonna see it. And maybe, I don't know, eventually I can repaint it or something to make it kind of like a creepy or zombie bear. As you can see, I didn't put any skulls on this side because this is going to be the back. And again, nobody's going to see this. And that's the same reason why I wanted to test the distress look on the back first, just in case I didn't like it. But I did, so I did this for the rest of the box. If you ever want to distress or make something look antique, maybe like a ceramic piece or, you know, some trinket that you bought from Dollar Tree and it looks too plasticky and too new, you can use acrylic paint to make it look more like an antique or more distressed or just something with a little bit more value. It's basically like a stain, but you know, you can use this with pretty much everything, like plastics, even like foam board, stuff like that. But yeah, so you pretty much just get the black or brown acrylic paint and you paint over your piece, and then at the end you rub it down with a rag or paper towel. Just make sure you do it right away. Don't wait for it to get dry or anything. But yeah, it's going to make your piece look even better. Now I'm painting the inside of the heart and the letters on the box. Honestly, I left this towards the end because I didn't know what I wanted to do with them. My first thought was to use my glue gun, and I was going to pour like silicone strings on the inside of the letters and stuff and paint it pink and then add blood, kind of like it was a brain. But then it didn't make sense with my theme, so I just went with colors. I'm just using one layer of acrylic paint. That way it doesn't have that much coverage. I still want that distressed look. And I want this to still look like a toy box. And I think that's pretty much it for the box. Next, we're going to be doing the doll. My God, this doll, honestly, she gave me so many headaches. She just wouldn't cooperate. And this is because I wanted to dye her hair red and I just couldn't find a way to do it. And then it kept messing up. So what I'm doing here first is going to try a red wash with acrylic paint. That did not work. Then I thought about using food coloring. So I had to boil water. I put her in there and that also didn't work, but not just that. The boiled water started to dissolve the little glue that it had on her face and on the head. So what happened was that she started to crack even more. So I had to glue her whole face together, and her hair, well, let's just say she got snatched.
Yes.
So yeah, her wig snatched. But it's okay. In the meantime, I wanted to paint the doll. And at first I was using acrylic paint, but then I realized I was going to need several coats to have full coverage. And I didn't like that. So I just went with spray paint, and that made a more even coverage. Okay, so now we can get spooky. So I actually own several Living Dead dolls. They're like creepy dolls that you collect, basically. There's one actually with my name. His name is Damien. And their makeup is, you know, very creepy and stuff. But there's these two that I really like. Like for example, I like this one for the eyes. And then this one I like for like the big mouth. And so I'm gonna be doing kind of like a mix of them too. Up until this point, I was also doing something with the little dress that she had, and I just wanted her to be like a demon doll. But then when I had to recreate her wig or her hair, it just seemed to me like she was going to be a clown. So I just went with it, and so at the end of the day, I did use that costume that I bought from the thrift store, and you'll see how it turned out. It looks really cool. What wasn't cool was to recreate this hair, because it was kind of a fail, but I still like it. So I watched a bunch of tutorials online on how to make doll hair, and it seems easy. You just put like one string, and then you cut other strings and you loop it on the first string, and you create this like line of hair. And then you were supposed to brush it, and that creates kind of like fluffy hair. But I tried it and it was a lot of work. And not just that, it started to like disintegrate. Like it was like, I don't know, it was like half the size of what I wanted. So at the end I was like, no, I'm just going to leave it like this. It still looks kind of cool. And so first I did orange and then red. And this is because I wanted a new theme, kind of like she's the clown from hell. So I want her to look fiery, like her hair is made out of fire or something. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. She's so creepy. But then I added a little bit more hair just to cover the bald spot. You know, we don't want, you know, the H showing. So now she looks fuller, and then I'm just gonna do like a quick hairdo on her. I should have added like more hair on the sides. So I accidentally left it like that, but because it kind of looked cool, kind of like an undercut. I was like, okay, well, she's a trendy clown from hell. So following the series of unfortunate events, as I mentioned, I was doing something with the little dress that she had. It was kind of like navy blue with white and like little bits of red. And I thought maybe I can dye it black, but I washed it and then it just looked like dirty. Even the lace turned like yellow. I mean, I don't know, it was a hot mess. So then I was like, okay, maybe I can use acrylic paint to paint the dress black and the lace white. But it just, I don't know, that's when I was doing the hair at the same time, and I was like, no, she looks more like a clown now. But I really wanted this look because he reminds me of Wednesday Addams. but yeah, it just didn't work out. So now that I have a more clear theme, you know, clown from hell, now I can repurpose this clown costume that I bought from the thrift store, and I'm going to repurpose the fabric and just make a mini dress for her. And I actually don't want my mom to see this because she is a seamstress and she's gonna hate that I'm going to be using a hot glue gun to make this little dress. I know how to sew a little bit and I have a sewing machine, but that's like a whole other project, you know, like clothing for dolls and stuff. Like, I honestly just wanted to finish. I did so many trainers with the other dress that I wanted to get it over with. But honestly, it doesn't look half bad. Like, I was reusing the seams that it had. So for example, like that one, you know, it was kind of like, oh, maybe this looks like a collar. And then I can just, you know, cut the string and put it as a belt. And, you know, I just started like playing with it and I think it worked out. Also, can you see my face here? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if it's like a concentration phase or I'm just fed up with this doll. It's just, she was such a headache. And as I mentioned before, her hand was broken, but I bought her anyways because I immediately thought about doing kind of like a skeleton hand, and I had those Dollar Tree skeleton hands at home already. They're way bigger, but it just goes with the theme of like she's coming from hell and she's gonna snatch you, just like you snatch her wig, you know, it's payback. But yeah, so now I'm just adding the little red nose. I was almost forgetting to add the little nose. And then I'm going to make her like more distressed. So I'm doing the same thing I did with the box. I'm just adding a little bit of black paint, and that way she looks like she's coming out from the ashes or something. For this bonus DIY, I'm going to be following this tutorial that I saw from this channel called Wicked Makers. And what they do is they have like a coal fire under their cauldron, like witch's cauldron. But for mine, it's going to be around the clown, kind of like she's coming out from hell, and hell is this toy box. So I cut this foam board to put in the middle just so it raises the level, you know, so I don't have to fill the entire box with what I'm putting in here. So then I put the doll in the middle. I added some lights. These are Halloween lights, they're orange. And then I'm gonna fill it with spray foam. This is to fill like cracks and things like that. And this was actually very easy to use. So essentially what's going on is we're gonna recreate like the coal fire, and in the cracks you're still gonna be able to see the light coming through, so it looks kind of like it's on fire. And Wicked Makers say that it's totally safe to put the lights on and the spray foam and everything, so I'm trusting them to not get my house on fire. And this is my first time using this spray foam, and I wasn't really sure how it was going to work out, so I didn't know how to like handle it too much. But it looks a little bit too stringy, and I should have just made like maybe little balls or something. But it still looks like a coal fire, so you know, I just went with it. I didn't read the instructions, and I'm not sure how long it needs to dry for. I did it overnight, so that was what, like 8-9 hours, and it was still expanding. So I don't know, maybe wait 2 days to do something like this. But once it's completely dried, I spray paint it red first, like little blotches of red, and then the rest black. Then last minute, I thought this could be a really cool idea. I have these little skeletons from Dollar Tree, and I thought I could add them into the coal fire. Like if they were like lost souls or something, and you know, they're wanting to get out from it too. And I don't know, it looks morbid. I like it. I'm all for it. I mean, I really like the look of this, but as you can see, the foam was still expanding, so you can see a little bit of white, but it's okay. And that is it. Are you ready for the final look? Isn't she pretty? I love how this project turned out. You know, sometimes I make Dollar Tree DIYs, but sometimes, you know, you have to put a little extra buck to make like an actual Halloween prop. So that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments if you're afraid of clowns. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. I am trying to post every Sunday, but sometimes I might take a Sunday off like I did last week. I was actually hunting for Halloween decor, but I don't have enough to make like a video for it or something, but maybe next year. But again, thank you so much for watching the entire video. I know it was a little bit long, and I'll see you next Sunday with another DIY. It might not be as ambitious, it might be a little bit more low-key, but still keep coming back because I have so many more ideas. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Sunday. Ciao. Wait, that's me. Ciao.